Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress. Once there was a chess player who played against two reigning world champions on the same day. Let me tell you the story. It happened to R.M. Bruce in the Plymouth tournament in 1938. There is some confusion if R.M. Bruce was Ronald Mackay Bruce or his wife, who was also a chess player, Rowena Mary Bruce. I did a bit of research on it and it turned out it was Ronald, also called Ron. Also, the story on how Ronald and Rowena got together is quite interesting. Rowena was Ron's student, chess student. That's how they got to know each other and later they got married. In 1938, the Plymouth Club was due to celebrate its 50th anniversary. A large congress was organized for the first week of September of that year, with a top section of 8 including both current world champions, Alexander Alekhine and the women's world champion Vera Menchik. The 7 rounds were played in 6 days. The Tuesday was particularly tough, with a game in the morning, the afternoon reserved for adjournments, and the round 3 game in the evening. The draw had determined that our hero Ron would face Alekhine in the morning with black. He tried the Caro-Kann but was cut down in a game that lasted 30 minutes. His opponent for the evening was Vera Menchik, which he also lost. His one consolation was his subsequent claim to have been the only person to have played 2 reigning world champions on the same day in serious play. He dined out on that story for the next half century, and wouldn't we all have done that? I know many viewers don't like when I give away the result of a game before I show the game. I hope you forgive me in this case. Let's have a look at how Alekhine demolished Ron in this Caro-Kann opening. Alekhine white, Ron Bruce black. E4, C6, that's the Caro-Kann. Knight C3, D5, Knight F3, and D takes E4. The most popular move and probably the best move instead of D takes E4 is Bishop G4. This variation became famous because of Bobby Fischer from the Candidates tournament in 1959 when Bobby was only 16 years old. He lost a number of times on the white side of this opening, but kept going till he won a game with it, and then he took it off his repertoire and never played it again. But Ron played D takes E4, Alekhine replied with Knight takes E4, and now black has to play Knight F6. Instead of that, he played a natural looking move Bishop F5, but that's already a mistake. We get a few forced moves now. Knight G3, Bishop G6, Bishop was attacked, H4, threatening H5, so H6 to give the bishop a square, Knight E5, hitting the bishop again, Bishop to H7, and then Queen H5. And black, who only has played natural moves so far, or apparent natural moves, is already in big trouble. There's a mate threat on F7, so Bruce had to play G6, hitting the queen. Bishop C4 from Alekhine, the strongest move, and of course you cannot take the queen now because Bishop takes F7 is checkmate. Again, the vulnerable square F7 plays a big role in this game. So instead of taking the queen, Bruce played E6, and the queen went back to E2. Here, Bruce should have played Queen E7, white is better, but black can still fight, black is still somewhat in the game. But instead of that, he played another natural looking move, Knight F6, and he gets killed on F7 after all. Because here Alekhine lashed out with Knight takes F7. And black is busted. He should have played Queen E7, but of course then you lose the rook in the corner. Bruce took the knight but resigned after queen takes e6 check. The only move is king g7 and then queen f7 is checkmate. So it took 12 moves and 30 minutes for world champion Alexander Alekhine to beat Ron Bruce. And as said, later that day Bruce played another world champion, women's world champion Vera Manchik, the first women's world champion. He lost that game as well, but he can be happy that he's the only player in history who played two reigning world champions on the same day. Hope you enjoyed this little story and the game, even though it was a very short game. Still quite instructive, I would say. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to the Chess to Impress channel, and I'm looking forward to seeing your comments. You also may want to check out my Chess to Progress channel, where I have series on checkmates in the opening. This game could have been part of that one. I have a series on tactics, on endgames, and also on viewers' games, where viewers email me the games and I analyze them for the channel. This is Rick from Chess to Impress. Thank you very much for watching.